Fort St. John, BC had an awesome little secret. Unknown to many residents, a once small and discreet music scene has begun to spread through the streets and the musicians of this northern community like wildfire. Like most secrets, this one has begun to leak out. The musicians of the city are built of passion and a love of music, unfettered by fame and fortune. Known to many musicians Canada-wide, Fort St. John has been put on the map by our hard-working musicians and its music-loving audience. Our scene in particular has many unique challenges. So 2 years ago, I began seeking out my fellow musicians to talk about their music, why they keep going, and the challenges they face.
I think for me, it's, I know how I look at music, and I know the kind of emotions that I feel when I listen to music that I like, or when I watch a band that I like. And I think, well, those guys are doing it for you know, the reasons that they, you know, it's their life, it's their lifestyle, it's their essence, right? If I'm not gonna play live as a drummer or as a guitarist, then I personally, for me, I would have a real conflict inside about why am I even doing this?
And I do it because I have ideas and I have like dreams and things I'm pissed off about and things I'm really excited about, and I don't know, I like to share them, and sometimes that's just my only way to get it out, but it's because I love to do it.
I'm on a quest for validation, really. Why work in the medium of a universal language, music, if you're not going to communicate to anybody?
Well, most of the musicians in this town have a lot of heart, and yeah, and you have to be a musician in this town.
Writing your own music is really personal, so it's kind of like, it's really harsh if somebody doesn't like it. And every band wants to be liked, but it's hard sometimes.
When it comes to places like this, you know, you end up with a lot of criticism when it comes to music.
I mean, sometimes when you pick up a guitar and you sit on your couch at home and your mom and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your best, you know, your biggest fans, you don't know if that's going to translate in front of a room full of strangers.
Everybody wants to be a rock star. But I think it's for the status, right? It's not really for the love of music, which is why us small town people really are pushing this. Like, there's so many people out there who could care less about the money and the fame and all the things that go along with it.
Every eye's on you. All our eyes are on you.
Well, like, I think the importance of having a music scene here is diversity, because this place is still kind of in a rut when it comes to, you know, bigger cities like Calgary, Edmonton. And people would rather be out at a bush party than coming and watching a show, and I think that's where it's going to majorly turn around. Instead of going to the movie on Friday night, you're going to say, hey, who's playing on Friday night?
From what I hear, from what I understand, I think there's a lot of potential once we really start pushing for it. If we really pull together and all the musicians and all the people behind it really want to do it, there's no reason why Fort St. John can't be the center of the universe for music.
There's a lot of good bands in this town. There's a lot of bands in this town, right? There's more bands going with product. You know, there's a lot more going on now than say there was in 2001.
I think people are getting used to the idea of live shows around here. It's relatively a new thing. It's been going on for probably 10 years or so. It's a new thing, and it's a small town, so new things just don't come easily.
As musicians, we just love music.
Yeah. We love like going out every weekend to a show. If it's possible, we'd love to do that. Just check out local groups.
You can play in this room for years and years and months, and you know, and just get to a certain point, and you know, and the next level we all kind of like aspire to get to is playing live.
So, you know, it's a struggle for the musicians in the town because people don't understand how much work goes into it.
We've put hours and hours and hours, probably weeks, probably months, you know.
Cumulatively?
Yeah.
The fact that when there's 4 people in a band, you've got 4 separate minds, 4 separate opinions and perspectives. They come together as one entity for 4 minutes. It doesn't happen all the time, and people in the world need to see stuff like that happen.
It's my best defense. If people aren't in the music scene here, it seems that people just don't know about it, and that's a problem. And so if there's no one in the music scene, then you don't have like those supporting musicians or people to like push you to do better, and that's kind of important so you can kind of feel out what you should be doing next.
I think having a music scene here is just something that it brings like a lot of people together. It's something that people have in common. It's something that can, you know, like change someone's life, really.
If one person you can connect to, then you know that you're not, you know, there's somebody else there that thinks like you.
Like, it promotes a lot more ideas, you know, than...
Free thinking!
Yeah, oh, yeah, thanks, sir. Yeah.
Get over here!
I know, we get to talk about stuff a lot more and, you know, put that towards music and just have something to do.
I think Fort St. John just really needs to be woken up. I mean, like, it's important because it's what I do. I have a full-time job, but at this point in time, like, my love, my energy goes to music.
I think a lot of bands in Fort St. John where it's all kind of hobbyish, you know what I mean? Like, we all have jobs, we all have careers, there's something that's going to take us away from our music. So I think that's probably why Fort St. John bands, I think, try and work as hard as they can in the moment that they're able to work.
When you want to play, you want to play. Where do you go?
As far as venues, I think it's kind of limited, especially when it comes to the financial end of things, where people like myself who just have a regular job, we're really limited to things like open mics and playing in the park, where it doesn't take a financial investment to make it happen.
It's just, you've almost got to ask around to play, and it should be the other way around. It should be your music precedes you. People should want you to come up and play.
If we had a venue in town, it's a lot easier to get to, and so yeah, everybody would be able to get in there and actually go to it, and not have to drive out here.
More places that are going to allow us to play, the bigger the scene's going to get. It's just no one's really keen on that music getting big because they think that we're just going to tear the place down. But as you can see, that place is fine. We didn't ruin it. It's still there.
I spent a long morning phoning different venue locations, and no place will take bands that play loud music.
Yeah, unless
because
if you're a country band or like soft rock, maybe.
Yeah, because they think that, you know, all the kids that come to these shows are going to destroy the place. Now, kids have to resort to driving out of town to get to a thing like this, and it really sucks. Like, it's a lot easier for people to get together and go to things like this if it is in town.
It's tough. There aren't many venues. Currently, a band renting their own hall and you know, selling your tickets, getting a liquor license if you so choose, and all that. It's a big hassle.
Live music, when it happens in this town, is really supported, I think. It's just there aren't enough venues.
It's come a long way as far as talent and people getting out there. It's just now we need the places for them to go.
We're the Fallen Idols.
Our music isn't bad. It's just, you know, it's like, you know, we're not Satan worshiping or anything. We just want to play music and have fun, and I know a lot of people don't get that.
Being a musician, you need to be able to grow. You need to be able to know that you can step out of your box, because when you're in your room playing for yourself, you can only go so far.
Come out to the show, because like a lot of people showed up, but we could still always use more.
And when we ask you to dance, can you please dance? I like it when people dance.
I just say, come to the shows, support like the bands, support all the
local
music.
music is what it's all about.
Yeah, man. It's all about supporting local.
Let us play. Let the kids have something to do.
The FSJ music is good, but there's not enough of it.
Yeah.
Whatever bands there are good, of course, but it's not enough of it.
What I'd like to see in Fort St. John music is more of like the underground people, like the younger people coming out and showing off their bands.
It's totally just getting out and having some fun. I mean, what's music's main purpose? It's to make you think, to make you move.
This is our house,
They should be really, I don't know, proud of the music scene that they've created. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg.
It all comes down to the imaginations and the visions that you have of yourself as a musician. When you get a chance to go out on stage and live a part of that, then it's awesome.
Mindset has been around since about 1895, over 100 years.
Because I'd rather, you know, play music than smoke crack and kill people.
Okay, great answer from this guy.
Next question. And, if people don't let us play, people will die.
Edit that out. We just don't want anyone to die, so we need a scene to get going.